This is such a weird story, okay? At the end of last week, or the end of July, depending when this video comes out, Alicia Navarro, who went missing at the age of 15 in the Scottsdale, Arizona area, just turned up out of the blue in Montana, asking to get her name taken off the missing child registry in order to get a driver's license. It's a very strange story, something to which we still haven't got all the details out of, but maybe we'll get a little bit more elucidation on the scenario. So we have the Arizona teen, Alicia Navarro, suddenly walks into a Montana police station almost 4 years after vanishing. So here's the ground level details first and foremost. Arizona teenager who disappeared without a trace nearly 4 years ago is safe after walking into a police station in Montana, authorities said Wednesday. Alicia Navarro, 18. Okay, so she was 14. I don't know where the 19 came from. Just, hey man, update it when we need to. Showed up alone this week in a small town about 40 miles from the Canadian border and identified herself, according to police in Glendale, a Phoenix suburb. Now, in case you guys don't know, Arizona, right there at the bottom of the United States. Montana, 40 miles south of the Canadian border. You couldn't get further, okay, just going a simple north-south route than going from Arizona to Montana. Like, they're just disparate ends of the geographical landscape. But hey man, if she was going to turn up in Montana, it picked a kind of nice time of the year to show up. Police said that they were proud to announce that Alicia Navarro has been located. Police said in a statement, through our interviews along with family members, we are confident that the now 18-year-old young lady is indeed Alicia Navarro. Her disappearance sparked a massive search that included the FBI. But yeah, we know how good the FBI is when it comes to investigations, especially ones opened in 2019. That's where the 19 came in. Glendale police spokesperson Jose Santiago said over the years the police had received thousands of tips. Her mother, Jessica Nunez, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so missing Alicia Navarro. Jessica, single moms are heroes, right? Has raised concern that Navarro, who was diagnosed with high functioning on so she's a professional Rubik's Cube solver, all right, has been lured away by someone she met online. Again, single mothers. The name of the town wasn't immediately disclosed, but Montana is more than 1,000 miles from Arizona. Yeah, no, legitimately, if you don't own a map, that's a pretty fucking far ways away. She's safe by all accounts. She is by all accounts healthy, and she is by all accounts happy, Santiago said at the news conference. Investigators were trying to determine what happened to Navarro after her disappearance at age 14 on September 15th, 2019. This case is far from being closed, the police said in a statement. We are continuing to investigate her whereabouts for the last 4 years, and will do so alongside our federal partners. Police said Navarro told them she hadn't been harmed. Yeah, no, I just want to get a driver's license. That's the last thing that we heard about, and it's like, it's super sad because all she did, and right before, I guess, the school year, or just like a couple weeks into the 2019 school year, she just decided, okay, gotta go bye, and then she just left. Police said that she wasn't being held and could come and go as she pleased. What? Okay, she doesn't face any criminal charges, they add. Well, yeah, no, she just left. There's somebody else who's a little bit more important. We'll get to those developments very shortly. She is not in any kind of trouble, Santiago said. When she disappeared from her home, Navarro left a signed note that read, I ran away. I will be back. I swear. I'm sorry. Lieutenant Scott Waite said Navarro had an emotionally overwhelming reunion with her mother and was very apologetic as to what she put her mother through. Nunez confirmed that her daughter had been found, but said that she had no details. I want to give glory to God for answering prayers and for this miracle. For everyone who has missing loved ones, I want you to use this as a case example. Miracles do exist, blah, 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 all that shit. And fuck that, I don't need no man, all that stuff. So, yeah, if she isn't hurt, if nothing has, befallen her, if she's in a reasonably good condition, I guess that's probably like the nicest and most pleasant end to a kidnapping that we've ever seen, okay? But we do have follow-ups on this, okay? Man questioned in Montana after Arizona woman reappears following a 4 years disappearance. The man was detained and questioned by police and his Montana apartment, or it should be this is AP, I think that they do better spell checking, searched as authorities tried to piece together a mysterious disappearance and sudden reappearance this week of Alicia Navarro, who was 14 when she vanished from her Arizona home 4 years ago. Police on Friday provided no details about Wednesday's search or the identity of the man who was released. But Garrett Smith, who lives in the apartment next to the one that was searched, said for at least a year Navarro lived there with the man who was questioned. He described them as quiet and said he hasn't seen the man since the night the police were there. Navarro's whereabouts were revealed Sunday when she showed up at the Havre police station and told officers she wanted her name removed from the missing persons list. Police in Glendale, Arizona, the community where she lived before disappearing, held a news conference Wednesday to announce that she had been found. She's like, no, I wasn't found. I just wanted my name off of a list. What? Okay, what the fuck? Okay. Outside of a brief video appearance at the news conference, Navarro said nothing publicly. Okay, she's like, no, it's all just a big misunderstanding. On Friday, an Associated Press reporter knocked on the door of the apartment that was searched in Montana, and the woman who opened it said that she wanted to be left alone. No, go away. There's no man here. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. It couldn't be anything else, right? The woman did not give her name, but looked and sounded like Navarro. Wait, what? What? Huh? Sure. Police had not made any arrests as of Friday night, and questions remain about how she got there and who she had been with and what she has been doing since she ran away. Authorities in both states aren't saying much, and neither is Alicia Navarro's family or a private investigator they hired. What? Okay. Navarro has seen and spoken to her mother, Jessica Nunez, remotely, but they have not been reunited in person. Yo, the CBS story kind of leads you to believe that they both reconciled. They had a very emotional reaction, their reunion. Oh, it was tearful and all that shit. They haven't seen each other face to face. What? Okay. 3 other people in Havre have been questioned, she said. She declined to name the people who were interviewed and would not specify whether detectives are still in the Montana town. Gina Wynn, Glendale spokesperson, said authorities are working to determine what happened over the past 4 years and whether a crime occurred and someone could be held accountable. Yeah, because at 14, I don't think at all whatsoever there are any age of consent laws that would possibly pass that this wouldn't be a kidnapping, even if it was totally consensual, even if everybody agreed to this. She's 14. She cannot consent to any of that stuff. I don't need any sort of revisionist history when it comes to this shit, or people just saying, well, back in the day. No, shut up. She's 14, can't consent to a goddamn thing, even if everything is on the up and up between 2 parties. Not until now, not until the age of 18 can she consent to anything regarding this type of situation. So yeah, are charges going to be laid? Highly likely, but who's the aggrieved party in this? Who would end up, it's so weird. This is so weird. Asked why Nunez hasn't traveled to Montana to see her daughter, private investigator Trent Steele. Yeah, okay, has the money for a PI, but doesn't have the money for a Southwest ticket to just take you up to Montana for the weekend and then come back down. Whatever. Who assisted Nunez in the search for Navarro through Miami-based nonprofit Anti-Predator Project, said Nunez was attending to her other children at home. Yeah, we'll get to her. We're so happy that we found her and been constantly looking over these past 4 years, really torn up about it. Yeah. Oh, you said that she was found in Montana. Yeah, it's like a far ways away. I got other baby daddy issues. We'll get to it when we get to it. Need to keep Alicia close, and the law enforcement officers who are currently working the investigation, and until they are done with what they need to do, we need to keep her close, Steele said. It has nothing to do with family dynamics. It seems to have everything to do with family dynamics. Police in Havre and Steele said that when Navarro, 18, walked into the city's police department, she also talked about wanting to move forward in a life as an adult. Yeah, there's so many fucking questions about this entire situation, okay? Who either kidnapped or rescued this kid? What was life like with her mother, who has other children? What was that like, okay? And compare and contrast the two, what's going on here? But yeah, talked about wanting to move forward in life as an adult, getting a driver's license. See, I didn't make that up, okay? I know that might have sounded a little bit weird, but yeah, that's exactly what she was looking for. Yeah, I'm going to go down to the police department real quick, get my name off of a list, and then ends up placing a phone call back. And it's like, yeah, that's a whole big thing here. I just thought we, could have dealt with this right here in Havre. She appeared to be fine, in good health, according to police. One of the biggest questions remains: how did she end up nearly 1,400 miles away from her childhood home in Glendale, Arizona, in far northern Montana? Well, to be completely honest, Montana is pretty based and not turning purple like Arizona, so yeah, maybe she just sensed the political shifting of the winds and decided to go deuces to the copper state. Police have said Navarro told them that she hasn't been harmed, wasn't being held, could come and go as she pleases. She does not face any criminal charges. Yeah, weird. Havre, a town of about 9,200 people surrounded by farmland. Sounds beautiful. Except for the whole kidnapper thing. Like, that's not exactly my cup of tea. But to each their own. Navarro Stories has her residents buzzing, even though most had never seen or heard from her. Again, sounds like paradise. 9,200 people, a little bustling economy that's there, and nobody knows each other. Oh my God, sign me up. It has also piqued interest when the team of heavily armed law enforcement officers entered an apartment and took a man into custody just a few blocks from the Havre police station Wednesday night, witnesses told the Associated Press. As many as 10 uniformed and undercover officers showed up around 8 p.m., took him away in handcuffs. The man had been living in the apartment, said Rick Lieberg, who lives across the street. Sure he does. A young woman who resembled Navarro later emerged from the apartment, one of 6 units in the aging building in the residential neighborhood, who Lieberg said he had not previously seen. All right, now it gets a little bit weirder. A person who works at the Dollar Tree in Havre, okay, Jeff Humert, said he saw a young woman resembling a photograph of Navarro last year in a city park just up from the street in the apartment police searched Wednesday. She was walking alone and carrying a plastic Walmart bag. Okay, what? Okay. Now this seems less like just, somebody trying to go out there, live a life, shack up with somebody, and more like a world-weary traveler. Theories about how Navarro came in Montana topped conversation Friday among regulars at the coffee shop inside Gary and Leo's IGA. Yo, this sounds like just, the early days of Grand Prairie, my home. Well, not Christ, I did basically all my schooling here. So yeah, basically my hometown. So yeah, everybody's just going down for coffee at the old Husky. Actually listening in to the old farmers just talking about their day before they head out to the fields. Yo, man. With scant details from authorities, most of the talk about Navarro's possible destination and whether she was being coerced was conjecture, said former county coroner Steve Sapp, who joined the discussion. Yes, of course, this morose fucker. Like, well, I deal with normally dead bodies, so it's kind of odd to opine on a live one. When you're in law enforcement, all these different stories about what happened make it hard to tell which story is really true, Sapp said. I would really like to know more. When Navarro disappeared in 2019, just shy of her 15th birthday, she left a note with her family promising she would return. I'll be back, I swear. And the note read, I'm sorry. She was the kid. She was the one. Okay, she went to go find Dad who went out for milk. She was like, well, I'm going to go buy some potatoes just in case Dad gets back and we need to make some mashed potatoes. The years Navarro have been gone have been agonizing for Nunez. Not so much that she would, take the rest of the family and go up and recover her lost daughter. But yeah, no, it's been agonizing, I guess. Who never stopped searching for her daughter. Cap. Total cap. But I guess you need to say that, right? She paid for a billboard ad in Mexico. Well, that's probably the most likely of ways that you would think. And you wouldn't be thinking going north if you're being kidnapped or trafficked or anything like that, which is obviously the first thing that comes to mind. Just wanted to go on an adventure. And I just thought Montana definitely had the most appealing aspects. Spent a year in Wyoming, went through Utah, kind of nice there. And just ended up in Montana. Paid for a billboard and bought 10 more ads in Las Vegas. Just sound like you were trying to plan travel areas. She spoke at events and gave media interviews to raise awareness. Tireless effort to get her name in the newspaper. She left flyers around Glendale at salons, truck stops, and parks. Yeah, something tells me there's a little bit more. Well, there's obviously a lot more to this story, but the things that I want to know about, okay, what was she doing for 4 years? That would be very interesting if she's not hurt, hasn't been coerced, and seems to be in good health and good spirits. What were those 4 years out there on the lam like, okay? Because you hear 18-year-olds who can barely cook craft dinner, but yeah, let alone the littlest half Mexican hobo just traversing around the United States. What was that trip like? Because that would be a fascinating story. But then also, what was home like with your mom that you just decided to write a little sketchy note that was like, yeah, I'll be back, I think, maybe, potentially, sorry about that, catch you later. I want to know what that's all about. What a What a weird story. This is definitely one of those open-ended cases that could have a multitude of different endings to it. One dour, which I certainly hope it isn't, laced with some crimes, which I'm kind of hoping not as well. But then also, I'm just interested in answers. This is so very strange. So very strange. But until there's more information, and with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.